Ladies and gents, I'm only going to do this one time. One time. I'm going to get involved in this conversation, and then I'm leaving it alone, okay? Because there's so much going on in the world right now. Conservative pundits are getting caught up in the distraction, so I have to respond. So what am I talking about? This whole let's hate Trump for likes business that's going on. So let's go ahead and get into it. But first, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, and you happen to run across this video because I use the words Trump and DeSantis, please check out my catalog. Check out what I have going on. Please subscribe to this channel. On this channel, we talk about everything that's going on. Now that elections are over, we're definitely paying attention back again to what's been going on across the world, financial crises, things like that. If you have subscribed, please like this video, share this video, and help me get the algorithm gears going, okay? Thank you guys for everything you do, and let's get into it.
Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%, Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like it just comes out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. Trump also made comments about, like I could get more voters than Ron DeSantis. And so it looks like he's just coming for Ron DeSantis. He said a lot of other stuff. And he's like, the media, apparently Fox, everybody's already ready to knight Ron DeSantis as the winner of, the golden boy of the Republican Party. But let me move on to a couple pundits and a little bit of what they're saying, and then I'm going to bring all of this into what I feel and why I feel the way I do.
The Daily Beast ran a headline was Candace Owens says Trump is pro-vax because he's too old to understand the internet. I never once called Trump too old. I never once said that Trump could not understand the internet. During a golf session with some mutual friends of ours, had a person next to him who was egging this on, saying to Trump, and I know this because, again, this is a mutual friend, aren't you mad at Candace? Aren't you mad at Candace? Aren't you mad at Candace? And eventually he was like, yeah, I'm so mad at Candace. I'm so mad at Candace. And this got back to me that he was upset with me, that he was angry at me. And the next time that I saw him, he was quite rude to me. Doesn't seem like anybody ever pays for the corruption. Yeah. And right now we're seeing corruption live, even in terms of big pharma, which is a huge topic on the minds of mothers, especially. You're seeing what's happening at these school board meetings. Where do you stand on these vaccine mandates? And obviously, I know that you are pro-vaccine. Obviously, you did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you stand on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements. We did it in less than 9 months.
And to be able to do that. Yeah, but now it's taken a twist, right? It's gotten, now we went from this is a good thing and people should have this option to military men, you're going to have to resign because you're not getting this vaccine. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I stand on, forget about the mandates, that people have to have their freedom. But at the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind. We would have had in 1917, remember the Spanish flu, killed perhaps 100 million people. Actually, it ended the First World War because the soldiers were so, a lot of people don't know that. The soldiers got so sick. It was a terrible thing. There were no vaccines. There was no anything. I came up with a vaccine, with 3 vaccines. All are very, very good. Came up with 3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 to 12 years.
And yet more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden, than under you. And more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how.
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still their choice. And if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good. And if you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
What about the masking of children? We see.
So, Anomaly, this is the interview that Trump apparently got mad at Candace Owens over. If you don't pretend like this is amazing take, Trump will hate you, LMAO. And then, of course, she made the whole video. Candace Owens on Donald Trump, he got upset with me, but that's the video we just looked at. All right. And so Anomaly's whole take on Trump is that he was the orange vaccine salesman.
But he's not going to win an election unless he does something different than he did in 2020. You already rammed the door. It's time to pick another assignment on a team. Throw the ram down, and now it's time to navigate your way and do other things on the SWAT team. And Donald Trump needs to understand that. The yelling at people, the arguing with celebrities, that stuff has to stop. We already get the point. Pundits like me and others, we'll argue for you. We'll talk trash about all these people all day long. This is what we do. However, as a president, you need to be presidential.
Boom. And there it was. You need to be presidential. This is Brandon Tatum. You know, he should have never pushed the vaccine. Anomaly calls him a vaccine salesman. Let me tell you something. None of these people can step to me and say this to my face. You know why? Because they were not on the quote front lines. I saw y'all, not them, but people who just wanted to be back to normalcy. They were petrified. And they wanted that jab. They said, please put it right here. That's what they said, okay? Knowing that it was in warp speed, all right? But it was their choice to do so. Here's a psychological way the mind works. You want somebody who finally got that one thing that everybody could quote like him for, that he feels like I achieved something. You know what I'm saying? I achieved something, a great thing for this nation to try to get us out of this pandemic. He ends off the video saying, but it's your choice to take it. I don't believe in mandating. He's always said that. And that's why my thing was, listen, I knew from the door that vaccine was coming. I knew it was coming. And I said, as long as they don't force me to take it. People like this, these are the same people who will have this conversation and say, but I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I don't know about Anomaly. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. What if I told you I was? All right, because y'all not really ready to have the vaccine conversation that we need to have. So until you're ready to have that, miss me with the Donald Trump created the COVID jab. It was coming anyway, and it came under DeSantis too. Okay, you can go back on my catalog and you'll see that I've always said it's your choice to take it. I didn't start really talking about this jab until they started mandating it. Okay. That was the issue. And I needed people to know what was going on. Check me out. So I'm not saying anything any different than I was saying before. As a nurse, Candace Owens, we're going to go back to Candace Owens, who has the Daily Beast headline saying that Candace Owens said that Donald Trump was too old and to understand how the internet works or something like that. Then, you know, then he was rude to me and Well, how do you know? And I heard that he said bad things about me. It hurt you so bad, but you waited a year. You waited a year to when he's talking about something else. And now you're like, I remember. Me too. And then here goes Brandon Tatum. Pick another assignment. We'll fight the people for you. Please, Brandon. Y'all not gonna fight nobody because y'all falling into the line already, okay? You can't even really step back, at least say this is too early. Y'all doing this for likes, right? Okay, cool. For views and and I know, you know, let me just answer all the stuff. But you mad because you don't got a bunch of subscribers. I have a day job, okay? So I'm not really trying to get famous from this. Let me put it this way. I'm not trying to be rich from this. I'm trying to get my news media out to the world so that people can see what's going on around the world. All right. Okay. Act presidential. I hated that comment about Donald Trump back in 2017. Yeah, when I was not a Trump supporter, when I believed every racist headline about Donald Trump. Even in the meantime, as I didn't like him, I remember somebody said, because yeah, he talked, they were like, he doesn't act presidential. And I actually hated that because I was like, well, what is act presidential? I was like, I don't like that they say that about people though. Like, why? But everybody has to talk the same and sound the same. We have softened up, man. I remember J6, Brandon said that the people, you know what I mean, they did the right thing. Boom, I'm gonna leave it right there. Now you said the man need to act presidential. That's softening up. I get it, Brandon. I get it. I understand what's going on. Oh, you're not gonna win another election. And if he doesn't, he may not. He may not. We have a system in place in Pennsylvania where people could vote 2 months before elections. Okay, look, like we have everything in place to place whoever we want as president. I don't see Republicans doing anything about that still. So what's going on with everybody here? Let me just say is people are afraid to be called a Trump supporter, a Trump fanatic. Okay, I am a Trump supporter. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's get back real quick to Ron DeSantis. This article is from September 27, 2022. This is 2 months before the elections, okay? Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has privately vented to staffers that Donald Trump is a likely contender for the Republican ticket in 2024, is a moron and has no business running for Oval Office a second time. Take him head on. All this, why didn't you? I would turn around and say, why didn't you fire Fauci? Matt Walsh said something about he took on DeSantis, Fauci head on. He took Fauci head on. I'm like, why? Because he said he has a surgeon general who's trying to do the best he can and said that men should stay away from the jab or whatever of certain ages. Nobody's taking nothing head on until I hear one governor, it doesn't have to be DeSantis, say, I don't want that thing in my state. Okay. Because they have the data to do so. Okay. Okay. My man right here, Ron DeSantis, man, he got a lot of billionaire hedge fund CEO Ken Griffith, who repeatedly relocated his firm to headquarters from Chicago to Miami, chipped in $5 million to the friends of DeSantis. So DeSantis' $142 million war chest, first reported on Monday by Bloomberg, bill could reflect an appetite among the GOP donor class for a Trump spoiler who would be better positioned to capitalize on public's waning enthusiasm for another 4 years. So basically, Wall Street is giving DeSantis a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying Trump never got anything from Wall Street, but when I looked up Wall Street, Donald Trump, Wall Street investors in 2020 election, Wall Street spent over $74 million to back Joe Biden. Wall Street spent $2.9 billion to influence Washington during, during the Joe Biden 2020. Trump is the Republican Party's biggest loser. Washington Post had to admit President Trump hit the home run with the deal that helped negotiate for Israel and the United Arab Emirates to normalize diplomatic relations. This was, as he tweeted, a huge achievement. Okay, so this guy put that was a huge achievement to get all these Bahrain, Oman, Morocco in diplomatic relations with Israel. Trump will go down perhaps as the most consequential president in terms of Middle East American history. Now, obviously, these are big things, right? And I remember this piece of the Middle East deal that he was doing, and I was shocked because as a kid, I've always heard issues going on in the Middle East. This was Donald Trump bringing this, right? Okay, now, moving on, he's defeated ISIS. He did defeat ISIS. Yes, he did defeat ISIS. And when he tells the story, he doesn't say he defeated ISIS. He says that the military defeated ISIS. And be clear, I'm not saying everything in his foreign policy was perfect. 80-20, guys, 80-20. In this hemisphere, President Trump has withdrawn the U.S. from the disastrous NAFTA deal and replaced it with the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade deal, which opened new markets for U.S. farmers and manufacturers and encouraged the return of manufacturing jobs in the U.S. It's just amazing, but we gave up for a mean tweet. Anyway, he has convinced Mexico to place this is true, to place 27,000 soldiers on its southern border to prevent caravan immigrants traveling through Mexico U.S. southern border. Yes, because they kept coming through. He said, if they keep coming through like this, I'm gonna tax you, I'm gonna put a tariff on you. People, that's mean. Guess what? We didn't have millions of people coming through. He investigated China for unfair trade practices. Yes, he did. He put tariffs on them too. And yes, these things that the Democrats opened up the back door to China. China is flourishing, doing its thing. Why wouldn't they? They opened up the back door, right? Okay, but here's the thing. My man said, y'all had enough. Y'all took enough. They let y'all. It's cool, but we're going to stop now because I need to make America great again, right? So to start World War III with China. No, but we want to bring it at now. Okay, we had the right to say, hey, maybe now is not the right time to say certain things. But this notion of kick them out right now, y'all are insane. Y'all don't get it, okay? Like anybody saying that, it's like, y'all don't get it. We need to get a more polished looking, a more presidential looking candidate so that the Democrats will like him. If you get Democrats who like this candidate, I'm not sure that I like him. Running a country is totally different than running a state. Donald Trump out here one day is talking about good job, Zelensky. That might be the thing that makes me say I'm done with him. Yes, I am a Trump supporter. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. Oh, by the way, the FBI ran up in that man's house in DeSantis' state. Okay, maybe he still feels some type of way about this. I don't know. But I know that this is pointless. But the pundits are going to take it. But in fighting this purposeful civil war that they're trying to do, I'm not going to be a part of it. And this is nothing but a distraction. It is. All right, guys, I thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next video. Bye.